Brooke Sellas, and welcome to Volume 3 of our Lost to Loyal newsletter, where we talk all about CX, customer experience, most importantly, customer experience through digital channels. So digital experience, DX, and digital through social media. So this episode or volume of the newsletter is all about customer science. And let's talk about what customer science is. Essentially, let's start out with what's troubling me and why we're going to use customer science to fix this troublesome thing. But if you look at the satisfaction scores, customer satisfaction scores, they're the lowest that they've been in 17 years. Combine that with the fact that in 2010 through 2019, 2/3 of companies out there did not improve on customer satisfaction. They may have put some efforts into CX or customer experience, but they weren't specifically looking at improving customer satisfaction. And then lastly, Forrester predicts that 1 in 5 roles in customer experience will be cut this year. Not surprising with the economic climate, but if you combine those three things, you can see that there's an unsettling trend happening. Customers are unhappy, very unhappy, and more unhappy than they've been probably in the past. But brands aren't doing anything to improve satisfaction. In fact, they're trying to do more with less when it comes to customer experience and customer satisfaction. So if you add to that our economic climate right now, brands are in trouble. I have a feeling that a lot of reputations might be ruined in the next year or so, just based on some of these factors that are happening and what's happening with the climate. So how do you prove CX? This is a question I get a lot. And, a lot of people say that they prove it out using things like Net Promoter Score, NPS, or CSAT, customer satisfaction scores. But these aren't reliable for the big picture, for the overall feeling and sentiment of customer satisfaction. And this is because most of the time, CX, customer satisfaction, lives in a silo in organizations, and it cannot live alone in an organization to improve and get better and combat what's happening in the climate. Customer experience management needs to be the entire business management of customer experience, or employee experience, or just the brand business management. Customer experience management, or CEM, should be included in the overall brand business management. So that brings me to customer science. What is it and how can it help us solve these problems? So essentially, customer science is taking artificial intelligence plus behavioral science, plus the customer data that you're collecting, and putting it together to formulate that big picture, right? The one that NPS and CSAT really can't give us. So I want you to think about these 3 questions as you think about incorporating customer science into your CEM or CX program for 2023 and beyond. How will you collect voice of customer data with artificial intelligence? One of the ways that we do this here at B Squared for our clients is social listening, right? It's a really simple, easy tool to kind of gauge how sentiment's going and collecting voice of the customer data. My book, Conversations That Connect, gives you a lot of ideas just for social media and digital content to collect voice of customer data. But, that's a little more manual. So let's lean towards AI or tools like social listening when we're thinking about number 1. Number 2, how can you measure behavioral insights of your customers by your segment? So each of your segments, how do you know what's happening behaviorally with them? Are you using behavioral software? Are you using intent or behavioral click information on your website, on your blog posts? Are you looking at things like return on conversation to understand what's driving their desires, their pain points, what they're thinking about right now? And lastly, number 3, how do you combine all of that data that we're talking about for your omni-channel touch points? So we've got all of these touch points happening on all of these digital channels. You could have several social channels. You've got your website, you've got email, you've got a chat bot, you've got an online form. How are you taking all of the information from those places and combining it together to produce what we are calling customer science to help you make better decisions with CX? Essentially, the way some of our clients are doing this, our customer care clients, see success when they merge all of this information, the things we just talked about, 1 through 3, with several departments, right? So it's also what we talked about a little bit earlier, which is, customer experience management needs to live within the entire business, not just on its own. So where we've seen success working with large brands is that they're merging sales, customer support, marketing, product marketing, if they have that department, customer experience, and employee experience. They're merging all of those groups together to kind of manage and own the customer experience management system, ecosystem, if you will. But I want you to think of it this way. Customer experience management, if you can get it like in that non-siloed place, is the ultimate value proposition. This is the real thing that you can compete on in 2023 and beyond. So, we know, or I know, I'm telling you, I want you to know, you need more emotion to win, essentially. So all of these things are around data, and yes, that's very important, but really brands aren't using enough emotion to win, especially B2B brands. So I'm talking to you, B2B brands, B2C brands too. But what Forrester's came out and said as far as customer experience goes is that the brands who are winning, the ones who aren't falling behind, which is few and far between, the way they are growing their business and growing revenue and the way they're improving the quality of the customer experience, they did it in large part by providing high emotional quality customer experiences. So how can you get more emotional all throughout the digital customer journey, from awareness to acquisition, to retention, to loyalty, to community? How can you include more emotional, high touch, high quality emotional touch points throughout your customer's journey? This is something obviously that would play overall into using customer science to improve customer satisfaction and customer experience, obviously, and employee experience too. We're working with a financial brand on employee experience right now. So, the newsletter ends with this small pitch. We have a little case study about a financial brand that we're working with on their customer care. And what they're doing is so innovative because this is the company who's taken all of these departments and merged them into one to really kind of create a cohesive customer experience management program. It's really a member experience for them because they're a credit union, but they're so innovative in how they're doing things and so far above and ahead of many of the other financial institutions out there. And that's how you win. They're really putting an emphasis on all of those touch points throughout the digital customer journey. I did a Care Squared training with them in January. We mapped out their entire digital customer journey, and we looked at all of the touch points that took places in each of the phases, and we found ways to make them very high quality, very emotional. And we also found some non-transactional ways to emotionally connect with our members to make sure that we're top of mind and that they're having the best experience possible. So I urge you to talk to me. You can do it for free. I have a free 30-minute consultation. Just talk to me about what's going on with your customer experience, your customer satisfaction. We might be able to help you by letting you read the book, or we could come to a customer training, customer care squared training, or we can actually help you with your social media customer care needs. In any case, thanks so much for watching this newsletter. You might want to read the whole thing for a few more examples that I share, but you've got the crux of it here through this video. And I thank you so much for being a part of our community here at B Squared. I really appreciate all of you and can't wait to talk to you soon. See you in the social sphere.